with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Also, business has to be at a certain level of understanding in government because everything is bulk, right? And everything is done with, it's supposed to be done with the taking care of the people first. The first thing you're supposed to do with any wealth of any government, nation, country, whatever you want to call it, the first order of business is secure the people. Make sure that the people taken care of, and that way the people will take care of their system that takes care of them. This is what we call a righteous government. But when you have a government that's exploiting the people, and they actually a corporation masquerading as a government that requires you to be a straw man in order for them to abuse you in any capacity they see fit, that's not a righteous government. That is a artificial AI operating, masquerading as a government. It is a corporation that's set up on an interim basis until we learn how to run a government. I believe with the manpower that we have currently in our communities, that we can run the fuck out of a government more efficiently, more organically, and more friendly to the people of the government, where we no longer need this government. So if Noble Drew Ali's calculation, if his math, if his Moorish paradigm is correct, you're going to see this government fall in short order. It has to, because the Civics told us if we become competent in law and that we understand the unum sanctum decrees, the papal bulls, and that we understand that what took place in Cuba with Noble Drew Ali and C. Kirkman Bey, then all we have to do is have the blood of the organic people of the land and the right to speak up and exercise that shit. That's what the Civics teach. This is what Taj be telling you over and over, that this is a de facto corporation operating in what's that shit called? Salvage law, admiralty jurisdiction. All of the admiralty jurisdiction falls under Uniform Commercial Code. The nationalities that we needed in 1913 was to make us not be under the legal fiction, the corporation, and to break us free from it. But somebody infiltrated, one of them dirty Moors infiltrated and tied you right back into the system behind Noble Drew Ali back. And a lot of us didn't see it, and a lot of us don't seriously study the Civics, because that shit is a fucking headache. When you start translating all of this legalese shit and seeing what these people is really doing, it's a headache. So when I hear motherfuckers tell me Noble Drew Ali was a false prophet, I just scoff at them. Really? I bet these people won't be in power. And I bet that the work Noble Drew Ali did is equally as instrumental in overthrowing these motherfuckers as any motherfucker with boots on the ground today. And he ain't here. See, this is protracted struggle. Protracted struggle is that which is drawn out over a long period of time in order to effectuate the best result. And anybody that don't understand what Noble Drew Ali was talking about is easily contentious when you challenge it. They become contentious because the codes and the doctrine is going over their head. They seeing them, but they don't know what they mean, and they don't know how to translate them, because it's not meant for everybody to know everything. We on different levels in different lanes. If we all try to do the same part, then we will never get no fucking where. Everybody gotta take a piece that they know how to solve. And then somebody gotta come along and sew that shit together and make a whole tapestry from the multiple pieces across the land. That's how when I be talking the shit I be talking, I be reading it, and it's the same as reading the tarot card, and it's the same as reading runes. But you have to train yourself to see it, and the work that's required to train yourself to see it. Most of us are too busy with a day-to-day struggle to do that level of work to see what's taking place in front of us energetically, and we can only see the illusion that's painted to cover the energetic system used to suck us dry. But somewhere along the line, we gonna all wake up as a people, and we gonna stop telling people Paige Flowers, my girl, she could tell me whatever she want to tell me. She could come here and talk to y'all if she want to. Let me see if she got an invite. No. I can't see all of the comments because my comment ticker is not rolling as I go down them. Somebody asked what we gonna do to get they being cleaned up down in real time. It's just a lot of that shit is being slanted in the news stories to make y'all think it's something other than what it is.
Well, we never been selfish enough to just throw people off the land. If they not here disrupting the unity and the peace, then they're gonna have to tribe up with somebody. Look up turkey vultures and look up the meaning in the indigenous culture, and it'll explain the turkey vultures to you. But that's a good vision to see. That's a totem animal. So wavy girl, you say what article was that? I don't know what article you talking about, sweetie. 441 is a hard angel knock. 444, I mean. That's DHJ 2017. What's your connection with the number 7? I don't know. You tell me. Um, H the Wise 17 said, "Can you post your Cash App, Uncle Rod?" Yeah, I'll post it. All right, there go my Cash App for those that want it. Okay. Let me see. Ooh, we use a whole lot of different herbs for Vision Quest. It was more what did Joe Tribe use for Vision Quest? Because we use everything from the THC and the marijuana to the mushrooms to the toads. We use varying different things for the Vision Quest, and there's some herbs that I'm not at liberty to talk about because they still kept sacred by certain tribes, but they are available when we start tribing up, this stuff comes about on its own. So Georgia Mississippi, and Louisiana area was the three branches of the Mississippian clans, and these clans produced the because so the question was Georgia in our indigenous community. We didn't have a Georgia. We didn't have a Mississippi proper as it is now, and we didn't have a Louisiana or Arkansas. All of those was territories of the Mississippians. And the Mississippian territory was in three major parts: Louisiana Delta, Mississippi Delta, and the all the way going into Georgia, Arkansas, all the way up in there was our homeland, and we traversed the land along those lines. So Georgia is very significant, all southern states, because we had to come through those states and we had to have agreements with the tribes that territory we crossed to allow us to matriculate into Florida for the Seminole Wars. Every tribe near and far sent soldiers, and some whole tribes became absorbed into the Seminole Nation. The Seminoles were named by the invaders, and they called them runaway slaves, but that's not what they was. They were tribes, and they would sack the plantations and liberate the clans in the Florida area. That's why when they talk about slavery in the South, they don't talk about no Florida plantations, because Florida was locked in war the whole time. They still is. And this is the culmination of the war. It ends when the Haitians acknowledge and when the Haitians close the conjure for the Haitian Revolution, it has to happen in Florida. The Gullah Geechee is its own clan, but they were very, very tightly knit with Mississippian, with Seminoles, with Crow, with Blackfoot, with Cherokee, with Choctaw. The GINDJAB, they their own people. They had their own land territory down in the southwestern islands off of I forgot which state that was. It's the Carolinas. But they had their own tribe. That's their own tribe. They got their own chief and their own matriarch and their own priest and their own priestess. They had their own structure, but they was also in with us. Yep, Gullah Geechee. So they were all in with trying to help us get the imposters out the land. So a lot of them intermingle. A lot of the tribes are crossed now. There is no like one tribe, Cherokee, one tribe. We all mixed up now. And that was a side effect of fighting. Yep, the Taino and Arawaks, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians, there was all originally was Taino Arawak nations that was down there before they were infiltrated by the conquistadors. Okay, so my man didn't come in. The Panamanians were a mixture of like Taino, Azteca, Inca, Mayan. They were all in with the Panamanian culture because they got forced together to fight off the invaders. What's going on, Godbody?
What's going on, God, Rob? What's that, man?
Nothing much. What's on your mind today?
I got a couple of things, man. One thing I just want to do a quick spiel on, if you don't mind. I know you could tell by a lot of the questions that people were asking you that, I guess it's no fault of their own, but a lot of our people are in a fear mode because they're afraid because they don't know what's going to happen, and they're unsure about the unsure. And you can tell by those questions that people have been asking. But I just wanted to say real quick, man, get up out of that goddamn fear mode. Get up out that shit. When you know who you are, we are the organic people on this land.
That's when he said.
Just that right there. Be straight on that. Don't worry about you yourself. And
Hey,
your
look,
people.
I have to stop you for a second because the video froze up on you when you start spitting that fire.
See, look at that shit. See?
So yeah, so just go back to it. Let's do it again. Don't even take it personal.
Yeah, so get the fuck up out of that fear mode, because that's what they want you in. They just showed you that because they don't want me to tell you what I'm saying right now as a reminder. Get the fuck up out that fear mode, because that paralyzes you. That stops you. That stops you like a mother.
Y'all see that? Now, we was doing good until he started talking about being in fear mode. Soon as he brought up being in fear mode, telling you to stop, now he buffering. Look at that. Froze. Can't get the message through because they scared that y'all not gonna be scared no more. They fear the fact that y'all not gonna be in fear, right? So they booted him out. So I'm gonna have to let somebody else in. That's some foul shit though. That man in here, he telling y'all what's real. I'm bringing my boy Tony Gant because I ain't talked to him in a minute. He be having some good questions for me, trying to challenge my brain. I'll be tickled.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, guy? What's up, baby boy?
Rob be dropping that fire. It's like, man, this man is so much. When you was talking about Jonah earlier today, talking about the reason why Jonah didn't want to preach to the people to tell them what was going on because cause for whatever reason, and he ended up in the whale. So what is the message? I mean, you've been you kind of been answering these questions throughout the whole live, but what is it that we need to know? And you know what I mean, like to work on self, like to get to the next level of, because the one young lady, she was talking about seeing these spirit animals and the totem animals. I run into eagles a lot. Just so I started studying those, and just looking into the deep science of what this connection is with the crystals and all of these things that we're dealing with. What is like, you have some insight, like deeper, how to reconnect yourself to these things and really open up these keys.
So in your question was the answer.
Oh wow.
You said you see the eagle, and what did it cause you to do?
The eagle called just to like elevate higher, to think to
Right, but when you were describing it, you said when you seen the eagle, you started to research the eagle.
yeah because
Okay, so that's the number one thing. When you get a hunch, you get a spiritual hunch, right? A spiritual hunch is when you keep getting the same message over and over again, and you know it means something, but you don't know what it means.
right.
So how do you take that? What do? The spirit message was coming to you in the form of an eagle as a spirit guide and a totem animal,
Okay.
right? So you start researching the eagle because once you understand the eagle, the message answers itself for you. If
Okay.
it was somebody that's seen a cat, they would do the same thing or keep seeing a color. If you keep seeing a color, like, why do I keep seeing that funky ass color?
Right.
Right? And it ain't my favorite color, but it keep getting my attention. Well, that color is a message. I research the meaning of the colors. It's called color psychology, right? They all got a meaning. They mean something, right? So this is the way
Okay.
that you start
So
connecting those spiritual dots to the physical world.
one, and it was interesting because one of the
Sis
characteristics
said,
of it is
Blue Star Vision said the frequency is up high. Bliss to the minds in the chat. Thank you, sweetie.
the
Greatness bottled up.
one of the real quick, the characteristics of an eagle is no fear, right? They fly higher than any other bird. So it's like,
Yeah.
so it, when we're talking about this no fear thing, how is it that because I'm trying to figure out what the the source of the fear is, and the source of the fear is not knowing, right? My people die for
Ignorance.
knowledge, ignorance, right?
Ign
So
most of the